Hello, and welcome back to yet another board game channel, where we will be playing yet another turn in Eldritch Horror against Azathoth. We had a fairly catastrophic Mythos card last turn. We lost a whole lot of things. Everybody lost an item, and a task, and an ally, and a clue, and basically one of everything it's possible to lose was lost. I blame Rex. It's his curse. It's infecting the entire game now. Although I did discover it's not quite as bad. Still pretty bad, but not quite as bad as it appeared to be. Because I realized that Finn, his passive ability says effects cannot cause you to discard your item, trinket, or ally possessions unless you choose to. Well, he doesn't choose to, which means he got to keep the whiskey, and his cat burglar did not abandon him. So, slight relief after all of it. Had to rethink plans rather a lot. We'll see what our new strategy goes like. Let's get right into it and move on to the action phase, starting, as always, with Tony. Alright, Tony is in Tunguska, nowhere near anything that could be of any particular use. So we're just going to try, what we'll do is we'll use his special action, see if we can turn his focus token into a second clue, because it's certainly not a bad idea to have more clues. He will roll his influence, which is only 2. Let's see. No luck with Tony. For his second action, I'm thinking until I have a more clear idea what I want to do with him, I'm going to send him in the direction of the Amazon to see if we can get anything good from the treasure map that he's got. So we're just going to move him over to Space 19, going to loop around and start working his way down the Americas and see if we get anything good there. Alright, over to Finn in Arkham. Right, initially I had hoped to leave Finn in Arkham to try to close that gate that matches the current red omen to get us moving through our mystery. However, he would have to also spend a clue after closing the gate, and he lost his clue during that last Mythos phase. So he can't actually do anything towards the mystery after all. So first action, what we're going to do is, I'm actually going to have him heal. He'll get back 1 each sanity and health. Also, he does have his prayer. When you perform a rest action, you may beseech a higher power for assistance, test will. And if we pass, we put a token on this card and then we can flip it to get something good if we choose to do it right away. So let's test his will, which is 3. He is also still blessed. And yes, in fact, we got a couple of successes. So we'll grab an Eldritch token. We got 1 token on the card now. I could turn it over right away, but foolishly I want to hold off until we got at least another token on there to get a higher reward out of it, which is what generally happens with these tasks. So hopefully nothing else will come along to make us discard vast amounts of tasks like the last one. Then for his second action, we're just going to move him over space 5 in the middle of North America, which will be nice because I realized he's got a treasure map for space 5, so we can get something good out of that one. So he's all set for his encounter phase, and we'll get something good from that treasure map. Alright, over to Monterey Jack hanging out down in Sydney. Alright, here's Jack in Sydney. I do not want to move him because he does have enough clues that if he can close the gate while we're still on the red omen, he will be able to solve half of our second rumor. So we want actions that don't involve him moving. So first of all, I figure we might as well just have him rest. So we'll put him up by 1 for each, which will bring him back up to his full 7 health and up to 4 out of 5 sanity. His second action, and this was something, thanks to Mike Young again for pointing out something about the characters. As his action, there's the first part, which is great but not relevant. Retreating Doom, he doesn't have an artifact. Or discard the top card of the Expedition Encounter deck and then perform 1 additional action. What this does is gets rid of the Tokyo Expedition card, because Tokyo is infested with monsters, and if we reveal the next card, that means the Expedition token will actually move down to, it turns out, Antarctica, which actually Jack is fairly close to, so he could try to get there next turn, depending on how well the gate closing goes. He also gets to perform 1 more action using that action. There's nothing else he can really do without moving, except we'll just gain a focus, which is good because it'll give him an extra reroll if need be when closing the gate. So now we will be going over to the cursed Rex Murphy. Yes, there's Rex in London, apparently grabbed by the authorities for some unknown reason, which got him delayed and detained. We can't get rid of the detained, or even try to, because he can't do any actions. He just becomes undelayed. That's it. Rex is done. Now into encounters. Fingers crossed that most of these pan out. Okay, Tony on Space 19 just gets a generic wilderness encounter. Let's see what happens. Your food has gone bad, and there's no place nearby to purchase more supplies. Well, no, he's in the middle of Siberia. If you want to eat, you'll have to hunt for your meal. Observation -1. That will give him 3 dice. And actually, because he has the Book of the Dead, that will give him an extra 2, which means he'll actually be rolling 5 dice. So, this means Tony should find some food. He's got very good odds here. Only 1 success, but that's all we need. If you pass, the meal invigorates you. Recover 2 health. If you fail, not a problem. Well, he's only down 1 health, but that's okay. We'll take it. Nothing bad happened. which in this game is a win all on its own. Alright, we'll be switching over to Finn over in North America now. Alright, Finn is getting a generic city encounter there. So let's see. You see a street magician use real magic in his act. Gain 1 glamour spell. Alright, let's have a quick look. And from the bottom, find something right away. The Voice of Ra. Once per round during the action phase, you may spend 1 health and 1 sanity to perform 1 additional action. Meh. We'll see if it comes in useful. And of course, during the Reckoning, we have to test our lore and then flip the card. After which bad things will probably happen. Alright, what happens next? During his show, he locks you in a safe. Will -1. A street magician with a safe trick. Okay. So that'll be his will is 3 -1 is 2. Doesn't have anything to increase that. Hopefully his blessed dice will come through for us. Yes, in fact, came through for us twice. If you pass, you stay calm and emerge to thunderous applause. Take a bow, Finn. Recover 2 sanity. He's already at full, but that's okay. We don't get a paranoia condition. Alright, now he has resolved a location encounter on space 5. Discard that clue. And let's see if we actually get anything helpful from the treasure map. You come upon a small shrine and double check your map. Surely this is the location the map indicates. Inside the shrine you find a strange object wrapped in a silky cloth. Gain 1 artifact, then discard this card. Alright, from the top of deck, from the artifacts, we get the Milk of Shub-Niggurath. That can't be good milk. Item Elixir as an action. Test Will. If you pass, you may spend 1 sanity to recover all health and improve strength twice. Then a monster ambushes you. Well, that's a mixed bag, isn't it? Well, we have it. We'll see if we use it. Again, maybe we should get all these iffy artifacts down to Monterey Jack so he can use them to retreat Doom. Speaking of Jack, it's his turn down in Sydney. Alright, Jack is going to try to close this gate. He goes through the gate and finds himself in Lost Carcosa. Turning the corner, you suddenly find yourself on stage. It's a performing round, what with Finn and the street musician and street magician. And now Jack is on some kind of otherworldly stage. Other actors speak their dialogue and look at you expectantly. Someone offstage passes you a script, but the text is difficult to interpret. This sounds more like a school nightmare. Well, that'll be lore -1. That means he's rolling 1 die. But I really want him to get this, so I have to save 1 clue to be able to add the token to the mystery, but he's got a focus and 2 clues that I'm going to spend until we get this. Alright. Okay. Getting rid of the focus. For spending a clue. 5. Thank you. The audience applauds your performance and the curtain falls. Close this gate. You consider sticking around for the second show in hopes of picking up details you missed the first time. You may become delayed to gain 2 clues. As nice as it would be to get some of the clues back, we can't afford any avoidable delays. However, we're going to spend one of Jack's last 2 clues to place 1 Eldritch token on the Omen of Devastation mystery. We're halfway to solving our second mystery. Go team! Alright, now we'll be moving over to Rex, who's not going to have many choices when it comes to the encounter phase. Let's see what he gets stuck with. Okay, Rex in London does not get to do either a London encounter or a generic city encounter because he is detained. So instead of resolving an encounter, flip this card. Starvation. The food is poison, a fellow prisoner whispers. Don't eat it. You will surely starve to death if you do not give your captors the information they're seeking. Spend 1 clue or test strength -1. If you fail, lose 3 health and gain an internal injury condition. Then after all of it, discard this card. He does have 2 clues, and he does have that thing where every time he becomes cursed, which is going to keep happening, he'll actually get a clue each time. So I'm going to go ahead and spend the clue to avoid taking a lot of damage and an internal injury. Alright, that concludes the encounter phase. Now the bad guys again get their turn, and we'll be moving into a hopefully not quite as bad as last time Mythos phase. Alright, Mythos phase, and I will quickly point out I forgot to actually take the Sydney gate off the board. It is now in the gate discard pile. Alright, fingers crossed for this Mythos phase that it's slightly more friendly. Well, I don't see any tentacles at least. So first things first, move the Omen track. On to blue, we still have that 1 blue gate in Tokyo, which I don't think we'll ever get rid of given the massive amount of monsters there. So we move down to 6. Yeah, we need to get Jack lots and lots of artifacts to try to retreat that. As next up is Reckoning. And this time we'll remember to do all of it at once. Right, first we have monsters, the Child of the Goat, roll 1 die on a 1 or 2, advance Doom. Let's use a blessed die just on principle. No, it came up with a 2. We are now down to 5. This is not looking good, people. Right, the spawn of Sebak, if I recall correctly. Yeah, each investigator on the space loses a sanity. Nobody else is there. The star spawn, I think, can also retreat, also advance Doom, rather. Yep, on a 1 or a 2. Rolled a 3. Good. Azathoth does not have any reckoning effects. We do, however, have the Windwalker rumor, which is getting perilously close. It's down to 2 Eldritch tokens. Just can't keep Rex active long enough to acquire stuff to give to everybody or to pump himself up. I'm going to try to do that next turn. Alright, yeah, that's it for Mythos cards. So now, possessions and conditions. Let's see, possessions. Right, Finn has the voice of Ra, which he didn't ask for, but he got anyway. So we'll be testing his lore, which is only 2. Yeah, he has nothing to improve it. On Blessed, we got 1 success. Turn it over. Let's see. Resolve the efforts. The voice of Ra, presumably, tells you terrible secrets. Lose 1 sanity. Well, it's not too bad. He's still at 5 after that. And flip this card, so we keep it. Now, conditions. Yes, Finn has to roll now for his blessed condition. On a 1 or 2, we lose it. Roll to 5. Good. Next up, Rex with his cursed condition. On a 4, 5, or 6, he will discard it, which would be just fine, because we'll get it back right away and we can pump him up a little bit more. Yes, we rolled a 6. So, he loses the curse. He gains the curse. So he also gets another clue, and we get to raise another stat. We've already increased his influence is at maximum. We have increased his lore and his observation 1. Let's boost his strength a little. Yeah, we'll boost his strength 1 now. So yeah, that's it. Another clue and boost his strength. Then Tony should have actually done his condition first, but that's fine. Right, he's still haunted. On a 1, 2, or 3, the same bad thing is going to keep happening to him over and over again. Right, to get rid of that, we need to either get him blessed or improve his will. Yeah, let's see if we can find out where to improve will. Anyway, in the meantime, we do not want a 1, 2, or 3. We rolled a 6. Phew. Alright. Next thing that happens is we spawn a gate. The gate is in Istanbul. It's a green one. Istanbul right up there. As always, the monster bag. And we get, just a cultist. It's good. I could handle it if we just kept spawning cultists everywhere. They're pretty easy. Alright, so that leaves us with the rest of the Mythos card. Piece by piece, you are falling apart. It's getting harder to successfully negotiate simple human interactions. Your wounds won't stop bleeding and your hands won't stop shaking. From bad to worse. Each investigator loses 1 health for each injury condition they have, lose 1 sanity for each madness condition they have, and discard a clue for each deal condition they have. Okay, this isn't too bad. Actually, it might not be bad at all. We have We have Haunted, which is a bane. Blessed, which is a boon. Jack has no conditions. And Rex has Cursed, of course, which is a bane. Hey, nobody has anything bad happen to them. Huzzah! Well, that's a huge relief. It'll help make up slightly for the last turn. Alright. So maybe we can do this. Still not sure about stopping that Windwalker. We may just need to send people in and pummel on him even if they take damage, because we're guaranteed to all take massive amounts of damage otherwise. Alright, we'll see how future turns go. Thanks everybody for all the viewing and the likes and the subscribes and the comments, encouraging me to keep going. So we will see you next time for our next turn of Eldritch Horror.